This might be rather odd and specific, but today I am presenting here The Screaming Woman, an American telefilm which aired in 1972 as an ABC Movie of the Week. It was based on a Ray Bradbury short story, albeit very loosely. Apparently the protagonist of the short story is a child, whereas in this picture it is an old lady portrayed by Olivia de Havilland. Havilland portrays Laura Winant, living on her country estate. Laura has recently spent 5 months in a mental institution. While exploring her grounds, she hears faint cries for help. She notes a digging dog and, in terror, realizes a woman has been buried alive. Laura tries to warn the others at the house. Her son Howard, his companion Evie, and her attorney, I believe attorney, George, portrayed by Joseph Cotton. They attempt to locate the sound, but no one can hear what Laura claimed, nor can Laura at this time. Of course, nobody believes her story. All assume she's experiencing symptoms of mental illness. Because of her arthritis, Laura is not able to dig out the woman by herself. She persuades a local boy into assisting her, telling him she is digging for a lost earring, but when he is scared by the cries of the buried woman, she cannot properly explain the situation to the terrified child. Of course, we are aware of the source of the body quite early on. One of Laura's neighbours has attempted to murder his wife. As far as he was concerned, until his dog's nose and Laura's ears got in the way, it was an outright murder. He intends to wait it out, but is eventually answering Laura at his front door. She asks for assistance in some digging on her property. This is a very modest television production, but the screenplay is decent here. What makes this a watchable experience and a captivating one at its best moments is Haviland's marvellous performance. The aforementioned scene where she approaches the children and persuades the boy into assisting her in the attempted dig, this sequence is extremely impressive in my opinion. Laura is forced to lie in order to have others trust her sanity and then cannot talk her way out of the eventual consequences. We witness a fantastic demonstration of what goes on in Laura's brain based on the choices she makes during this segment. Her continual anguish throughout this film, feeling terribly gaslit no doubt, is very affecting. I watched this film initially because I was cleaning out the filmography of its director, Jack Smight, and saw that it was an adaptation of a Ray Bradbury piece. I mean, why not? And yes, why not? It's a good, modest story, but grimly effective. A relatively nice, straightforward, but psychologically potent yarn made effective at all by Olivia de Havilland's admirable acting. As for the rest of the cast, anyone you don't recognise, so everyone except Haviland, Cotton, and an appearance from Walter Pidgeon, is fairly stiff, unfortunately. But I found this to be worth my while. It carries a potent mood, is sufficiently morbid, evokes enough terror, and contains a stirring lead performance.